My very first is it a podcast? What the heck is it? I don't know what it is. I've been asked to tell you a story about something, so I'll tell you the story of my very first goal back before most of you were born. It was in the old Stampede Corral, and I wasn't one who scored a lot of goals, so you'd think I would remember pretty well every one, but I don't. I remember a couple. Scored one on Clint Malarchuk. Beautiful. It just made him look terrible. But the only reason I say that is because later on that summer in High River, we were at a hockey school together, and he brought it up, and I didn't think you had it in you, Macoun, and which is true. I kind of fumbled the puck, and that's the only reason I got around him. But my very first goal was in the Stampede Corral. We were playing against the Washington Capitals, who weren't necessarily the best team back then. I think ultimately we lost 4-2, but it was against Pat Riggin. I was playing on the right point. Puck comes around to me, put my head down, slapper, it goes top left corner, I think. And everybody's looking at me like, wow, we got ourselves a winner here. This guy is a scorer. Snapped the top left corner. I just put my head down, shot it. Luckily, it went in. And a couple of years later in Czechoslovakia, in Prague, Czechoslovakia, I ended up meeting Pat. And we had brought him over, and unfortunately, we had Rick Wamsley there, and this was back when Alan Eagleson was in charge of everything. And if you had a good game, Al would throw $500 at you to have some beers. If you had a bad game, you didn't get anything, right? So, but anyways, Rick Wamsley is one of our goalies. And then about 5 days before the finals, Eagle comes up to Rick and says something like, "You just hurt your back. We're sending you back to North America. Right? You're going home." And he's like, what? And they were bringing over Pat Riggin. And so I said, oh, geez, I'm going to finally meet the guy I scored my first goal on. Bit of a disappointment, to be honest with you. Not as a person. He was a great guy, is a great guy. But, like 5'9.5", 5'10", maybe a little bit overweight. Not like the goalies nowadays that are like 6'3", 8% body fat. He was old school. And like I said, very nice guy, but it wasn't the same as scoring on Marty Brodeur or something like that. So anyways, this is what I'm doing, putting in time, and over to the next guy. Take care.